So we're gonna do this thing where we talk about how daddy protects his freaky girl. So I got to do this PG because YouTube is very sensitive to masculine men saying warrior type of stuff. Uh, when you go to San Mateo, YouTube in San Mateo, the corporation is 70% women work there. You're hard pressed to find men working there unless they're working as warehouse guys or some type of lift a box type of mindset. Um, it's like 70% women out at the YouTube corporation. So with that said, you have to be very strategic in how you say these very freaky type of conversations. So the very first thing you have to understand, it is easy to eat Kit Kit better than a lesbian. It's easy. All right. The the number one thing is your mindset as a guy. You have to get away from being a how can I put it? You got to get away from being a get yours type of mindset. That is your first number one thing. Because the lesbian is not doing it from a get hers mindset. Okay. The lesbian is doing it from a pleaser mindset, a I want you to enjoy yourself mindset. So this is the number one thing. As long as you as a black man, especially a career man, are not silly and goofy and childish, then this will come easy to you. If you're a mature dude and you're just mentally dominant, you're not physically dominant, but you're mentally dominant, this will come easy to you. So I'm just going to give you one piece of this, and then I'll come back with something else a little bit later. Also, if you want to donate to the stream, man, and I understand you guys getting this conversation for free, but please subscribe, share it to your friends, share it on your Twitter. I want to hear disagreements. I want to hear why people think this is wrong. A lot of times people hear this level of the game and they try to shout it down or try to make fun of it in a childish way. But this is a mature conversation and it's created by me for a mature mindset. So the first thing you have to understand is the mentality. It, you're doing all this stuff with your tongue and whatever. It cannot be about you. Your whole thing is to hypnotize this vagina into wanting more. Okay, that's your whole thing. Number two, demand cleanliness. You would it's amazing, especially in the lesbian world. There's a lot of women. I've dated quite a few lesbians, and it sounds like cap, but I ain't trying to convince you. I'm just telling you what it is. I've hung out at lesbian bars. I've hung out with a lot of lesbians on a sexuality tip. So here's the thing: you got to demand cleanliness. Women, lesbian or not, but women are fascinated with men who understand them. And when you're a guy who says, "No, sweetheart, I don't like how that smells," so no, sweetheart, what's that cream that you got? Is that baby powder? Sweetheart, you gotta go to the bathroom. And you're real smooth about it. They love that because they're looking at it like, what am I in store for? What am I about to get? That's what they're looking at. And there's a lot of women that want to let go of their aggressive nature, but they haven't ran into guys who can lead them there. That's your job as daddy. That's your job as Mister. You can't have a boy mindset with this stuff. You just really can't. So those are the two things. You must demand cleanliness. And she she's about to get licked on, so this also lets you know what caliber of woman you're dealing with. You should never subject yourself to a woman that you just gotta have, that you are just so attracted to. Don't do that. You go after the woman who's gonna interact with your leadership and your way of doing things. And I promise you, you'll have a better time. You'll have a better time. Now, if you're a childish dude and you need a mama, if you're an insecure dude and you need the girl to be more aggressive than you, then that's I can't help you with that. I'm only talking about warriors and mature dudes. And again, people will make fun of this because that's what insecure childish people do. People will try to crack jokes because we're surrounded by a bunch of ghetto people who are old but have never mentally grown up. We're surrounded by people who are not strategic. Being childish is what a lot of our community does. So I fully know that people are going to crack jokes and try to spin it because we're a very immature culture. But again, this is for the people who are mature. So let me also add number three. So now that you got these two things out the way, and this is the last one I'm going to give you because this is free game. If you want to know more, get on the Patreon and I'll give you more past three. Number three is the very so there's three levels of vagina. Okay. There is fresh, which is kind of tight, ain't used to too much penetration or haven't had penetration in a while. There's the occasional vagina, which is, it's still receptive. And then there's ran through. Okay. Now, this eat the Kit Kat does not really work for too many ran through vaginas because the sensitivity is gone. The sensitivity, the ran through vagina has to go through about a good 4 months, 6 months of snapback, just no sexual interaction. Um, there's a married lady that I deal with in that lives in Santa Cruz. Uh, Her husband doesn't have sex with her, and we have sex like once every month, once every 45 days. All right. Because for us, it is a rendezvous. For us, it is a vacation. It's a getaway. She likes my dominance, and therefore, you know, she drives down, or her husband drives her down, and we have this interaction. And I don't disrespect the husband. I don't disrespect her. I'm enjoying myself because I'm mature about this whole thing. This whole thing is real smooth, and I like to keep it smooth. That's what daddy does. And that's why a lot of freaky women like hanging with daddy, because daddy don't make people feel insecure. You feel me? Daddy don't gossip. Daddy don't he drove her down. I don't do all that childish, immature stuff. I have been a very mature dude since the age of 24. Prior to 24, I was childish, but since the age of 24, I've been a very mature dude. So, with that said, the uh, uh, like I said, number three, the first 4 inches into a fresh vagina are the most sensitive to her. So I'm not going to give you number four because number four is my specialty. But understand that the first 4 inches, this is why so many women are get okay with certain type of penises that can do stuff within that first 4 inches. Having a big pipe is cool, right? But even having a big pipe, you're really just working the first 4 or 5 inches into her. You're really not giving her the whole thing, you know? And if you know what you're doing and you got talent, and you're trying to please her, remember, that's the first mentality. Then you're doing a lot within that 4 inches. And this is where most women find the most pleasure. Now, childish dudes are not able to achieve this because if you're just pleasing yourself, which is okay. Let me make that clear. It's just what type of relationship you have. I have two ladies that I deal with that they don't want me to give them any pleasure. They just want to see me please myself with them. Then we're doing a lot of long stroking. Um, we're doing a lot of uh, uh, girthy type of moves. We're going beyond the 4 inches, you know. So it really depends on your maturity and what type of lady you've chosen to play with. Most ladies I play with are grateful, and they're really grateful because I'm not a childish guy, and they're able to have that fun without me set tripping or creating drama or and then on top of that I have very high level discussions, and they're not used to that from a black man. Most black men cannot talk beyond basic stuff. It's not to downgrade anybody. It's just that this is what women like about daddy. This is why women think that hanging with Mister is more safe. Yeah, she's still gonna go out there and get stroked by other. Yeah, of course, she's still gonna do that. But what women tend to do is realize as they get older or more mature, you know what? I'd rather not just get stroked. I'd rather hang over there with daddy and get my fantasies over here. And see, for a lot of immature dudes, they think that's strange. They think that's weird. When I was 16, uh, I was still a teenager, but I looked older. Muscles and big shoulders, big hands. And this white couple uh, saw me at a hotel with my blazer on. I had a blazer. I was 16. And they invited me to the room. And 16 years old, I'm having sex with this guy's wife while he in the corner watching. I mean, I peep game. I peep game on that day. Sex is not that important. Those people probably own 2 or 3 condos. Those people probably own 2 or 3 golf courses. Me getting excited because I'm smashing his wife, it means nothing to them. To them, I'm a tool. To them, I'm a vacation story. And when I was 16, I recognized. I said, "Oh, this is it. Don't take sex too serious." And then when I went to live overseas at 18, then I realized, oh, sex is not that important. Sex is everywhere in Europe. It's not that important. Sex is important to Americans because they like to shame each other about sex. You don't get a lot of shame in these other countries. But anyway, that's too much level of the game. I done gave you 14 minutes of free game. Let me point you to the Patreon, man. If you want some more and you want some more insight in how to be a mature lover, a mature sexual dude, You don't have to be 6'5". You don't have to be packing 12 inches. You really just got to understand these things that I'm teaching you. And for the ladies, I know some of y'all like this conversation because hey, you don't get to hear dudes be honest about this stuff without being childish, without cursing every 3 or 4 seconds. So if you like it, man, go ahead and thumb it up. Spread it out there, man. Put it on your Twitter. Put it on your Twitter. Let the Twitter people have it, man. And we'll be talking to you soon. Hit the Cash App, $20, $10, $5. Spread love to a brother. Help him buy a sandwich. Put some gas in the car. You know how it is. Much love to everybody. I'll talk to you soon. See you later.